get there. Anything we focus on, we develop our package it geared towards where our focus is. So this is the power of priority. So it is taking a and ensuring that if anything is getting done, if anything is done, it should be what you it is you can get what you want that way. We make that with priorities take by chance when you have the idea at the same time everything becomes a priority in your life if everything is done in your life. But the secret is you can to get everything you want to prioritize. You can't do everything at once. You have to prioritize. Focus on completing 2 or 3 things before you move to the other ones. You know the mistake we make most of the time we quote it, but we quote it out of context. What Paul said in Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Paul said, I can do all things. Yes, Paul is saying I can do all things. He did not say I can do everything at once. He said, I can do all things. In other words, anything I set my heart to do, to achieve, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how impossible it looks, no matter how mighty it looks, I can achieve it because God will help me. So I don't have any limitation. So anything I set my heart to do, I can actually accomplish it, no matter how difficult it looks, because God is with me. God is helping me. So I can do all things. So he's not saying he can do everything at the same time. No. Whatever he set his heart to achieve, he can achieve them. So priorities are exactly one thing, or exactly one thing. I have seen people focus entirely on one single thing at the expense of the rest in their life. I didn't say in your life focus on only one thing. No, I'm saying one thing at a time until you achieve that one thing before you move to another thing. I didn't say that in your life, it's just one thing you're focusing on. If you're focusing on one thing in your life, tendency is that a lot of other things in your life will suffer. Are we together? So let's go back to number 4. We did number 1. What was number 1? Okay, number 1 is figure out what's most important to you. Number 2 is what? Create an action plan. Number 3 is what? Designate specific time slot for the task. So number 4, determine how you want to live your life. That's number 4. Determine how you want to live your life. Determine how you want to live your life. Jesus told them a story in Luke chapter 14, verse 28 and 29. He told them 2 stories. He said, how many of you intending to build a house, a tower, that will not sit down first to count the cost, whether he has enough resources to finish it? He said, otherwise, if you don't do that, you will discover that you start, and when you get to the middle of it, you'll run out of resources, and you will not be able to continue. And people will begin to mock you and say, see, he started, he could not finish. Or which king will want to go to war without counting the number of troops he have compared to the people that are coming to face him, to know whether he will be able to execute the war properly? So in other words, you must determine what you want, how you want to live your life. So another great way to keep your priorities straight is to consider how you want to live your life. Your life is your life. Don't live your life for people. Don't live your life based on people's opinion. Don't bother about what people will think about you. It's your life. It's what will make you happy. It's your life. If it is education, is very important. Very, very important. Education is important. But life does not end in education alone. Education is important. then you begin to consider, do I want to do business? You must get a form of education. Even when you want to do business, it's very important. You now begin to consider, do I want to do business? What type of business do I want to do? Or do I want to get a job? And what type of job do I want to get? There are various kinds of business. You are not cut out for every business. So you must decide, what type of business, where does my passion lie? What is it that will make me happy in life? If it is job, what type of job do I want? Some people will come and meet you and say, I'm looking for a job. And you ask them, what type of job are you looking for? They will just say, any job. It means you are not serious. Any job. Any job is no job. You must say, this is what I want. So that when that thing comes, you will know exactly, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. If anything that doesn't look like it comes, you say, no, this one is not for me. So you must know what type of job. So you must determine how you want to live your life. So it's important to have your priorities straight. So you are living a life of purpose and fulfillment that feels good for you. You are living a life of purpose. You are living a life of fulfillment that feels good for you. So when you have your priorities straight and know what is important to you, you are more in line with your intentions and what you really want out of your life. You are pursuing what you really want out of your life. When you are running with your passion, tendency is that you will be able to run to the end. You will not take it halfway, and you abandon it when the storms of life comes. In everything you're doing, be it job, be it business, there are times of testing. There are times that the wind will be contrary. When the winds are contrary, if you just took it because you were desperate, you needed it, when the wind comes and blows, tendency is that you'll be discouraged and you will abandon it and never accomplish it. So many people have started so many things and never accomplished it in their life. I keep telling this story. I'm looking for the young man. I don't know where he is right now. He used to be my friend. And before I lost contact with him, he was in Unilag and he changed to 3 different courses. He started with English. When I saw him the next time, I said, you must be about graduating. He said, no, I changed. I changed to French. I said, why did you abandon English to French? He said, I discovered that French is what is reigning. It's raining. I saw him a year or so after. I said, so how are you doing that to your friends? So no, I've changed to Spanish. He said, because people that speak Spanish in Nigeria are very few, and they are looking for them. I said, so when will you graduate from the school? So you don't know what you wanted from the beginning. You keep changing. So if somebody now come back to him and tell him, Spanish language doesn't, when you read it, it will not pay you. I think what you will do is German language. He will change again. Praise the name of the Lord. So you must decide what you want. Number 5, talk to a mentor. Mentoring is very good. Talk to a mentor. Talk to a mentor. Solomon said in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 22, he said, plan fails for lack of counsel. Plans fails for lack of counsel. But with many advisors, they succeed. Many advisors, they succeed. Everything you want to do in your life is a road never traveled for you. It's a road never traveled. You've not gone that way before. You want to do business, start a new business. You've not done that business before. You want to go into working. You've not done that work before. It's a road never traveled. But there are people that have traveled that road. I tell people, don't learn by experience. Experience is good. They say experience is a great teacher, a good teacher. But if you allow experience to teach you, experience will leave some scars on you, and it will take you time to learn. So it's better to learn from other people's experience, people that have gone through that route. You can learn an experience of 30 years in 1 hour by just listening to somebody that have gone through that route. They will tell you the pits, and you will avoid those pits so that you don't fall into it, because they fell into it and they rise. So they will tell you all kinds of things. So you learn their experience and you will gain and move on without going through what they went through. So mentoring. What Solomon is saying is that it is important to seek advice from others when making plans. It's very important. Seek advice from others when making plans. But you need to know the people you seek advice from, not just everyone around you. People that doesn't have experience, they have not done that before, and you want to go and ask them, how can they advise you? So you must be intentional about who you are talking to. You must know who have done that before. So you go to the person and say, I want to do this. Please, I need your advice. Let the person be your mentor. Let the person be your guide. Let the person begin to talk to you from time to time, from time to time. Take advice from them. From time to time. Jesus put it this way, can a blind man lead a blind man? He said two of them will fall inside a pit. It's only somebody that is seeing that can lead somebody that is not seeing. You are like the person that is not seeing because you don't even know what to do. But the person that have gone through that route sees. So he takes you by the hand, will be your counselor, you'll be your mentor. Proverbs 20:18 is so helpful in what we are discussing right now, because we are reminded that plans are established by counsel. Your plans will be established by counsel. That it is good to surround yourself with others, and particularly others who are wise, people who know what to do. Surround yourself with them. So talking to a mentor can open your eyes to problems you may not have never noticed. Talking to a mentor can open your eyes about problems you may not have ever noticed, or you may never notice. They might help you see things from a different perspective and challenge you to focus on what needs to be number one in your life. To challenge you to focus on what needs to be number one in your life. If you are not sure what is important, talk to a mentor as well as friends. Friends that can advise you well. You see, if all your friends, you are above them. You are better than them. You are more knowledgeable than all your friends. You don't have a friend. Make friends of people that you look up to. People you want to be like. People that are above you. Those are people you will learn from. If everyone that is around you that are your friend, you are the one teaching them, you will never grow. They will be drawing and drawing and drawing, and you will not be refilled. So let your friends be people that you look up to. People you can learn something from. So those are the ones that I call friends that you can talk to. They may be able to help you, not only in terms of practicality, but also judge the sense of urgency and emotion in your voice. If somebody that is experienced, you come to the person, the way you talk, we make them know what to tell you. Just discussing with them. They read the way you talk. They read the sense of urgency in you. It will help them to advise you. So if you constantly moan about your job, maybe you come to this man, he's your mentor. Every day you're complaining about your job, you're complaining about your job, you're complaining about challenges in your job. The man knows that it is time for you to begin to look for another job. And he will be able to advise you properly. So mentoring is good. Mentoring. With mentoring, you can never fall in a pit. With mentoring, you can move forward. A good mentoring, when you look at the Bible, is between Paul and Timothy. If you read the book of 1st and 2nd Timothy, it will teach you so many things. Paul, before he departed, poured himself in Timothy. He taught Timothy. He told Timothy, you are a man of God called. You're my son. And he taught him so much that equipped Timothy to also fight a good fight and finished his own course like Paul did. Praise the name of the Lord. Number 6, quickly let's raise Map out your daily task. Your daily task. Map them out. When I say map out, means that it must be written out. Your daily task. How many of us write our daily task? We just live our life. As we wake up, where Sarah, what will be, will be. I don't know if any of us, as you woke up this morning, you listed what you want to do today. But that's the way to go. That's the way to go. When you list your daily task, tendency is that you will accomplish it because you will not be distracted. You will not be off record. Nobody can crash into your program. I say this, if somebody pick a call, if Bookie pick a call and call that me early in the morning tomorrow. I said, Sister Dami, I was wondering if you can follow me to Alaba Market. I want to buy something. And Sister Dami said, no problem, we can go now. It means that Sister Dami didn't have plan for herself for today. She didn't have plan of what to do with herself. If you have plan, nobody will just crash into your program. Before you can follow Sister Buki to go to Alaba, he must have given you 1 week notice. You plan it and plan the day it will be convenient for you. Say, on so and so day, we can go. But if you just wake up, you just dress or follow her, it means you didn't have plan for your life for that day. So you need to write down your daily task. Write them down. Write them down. Proverbs 27:12. Proverbs 27:12 says, planning is biblical. In Proverbs, God says that someone who plans well will foresee danger. Someone that plans well will foresee danger and avoid them. But a foolish person, a non-planner, Solomon called the person a foolish person. We rush ahead, do whatever is convenient for him, and end up paying the penalty. End up paying the penalty. Read Proverbs 27:12. Read Proverbs 16:9. Read Proverbs 16:9. In Proverbs 21:5, it says, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. Hasty shortcuts. Let me ask you, have you ever felt so motivated to make a change in your life? Have you ever felt motivated to make a change in your life? You think, I think it's time to make a change. But just in a few days, you can retreat back to your old habit. New Year is coming. We are used to New Year resolution. In this 2025, I must do this. I must never do this one again. This is what I'm going to do. And when you enter 2025, within 1 week, 2 weeks, we are back to 2024. We are back to 2024. And you did not follow through your resolution. So prevent this by mapping out what you need to do every day to keep you motivated and focused. If you are telling yourself in 2025, this is what I want to achieve. So break them down on a daily basis. This is what I will do. And be looking at it. It will help you. It will help you to remain focused. It will help you to achieve them. It will help you not to go back to what you promised yourself you will not do again. Also, estimate the time required for each task and map out what you can do each day to stay on track. Map them out. What time are required for each of the tasks you want to accomplish? For instance, something like, you have some money. You want to do some financial planning. All you need to do is to probably call a financial planner and ask the person, how do I invest this amount of money? That one could be quick. You just schedule a meeting and then implement what he advised you to do. But when you are looking for a job, it's a different ballgame entirely. All you need to do is to do a job description that your resume will be able to give you, offer you, or get you. It will take probably more time to accomplish. So when you said, I want to get a job, put your resume down and look at it. What type of job? These are the type of job I need that will make me happy. Can my resume get me this kind of job? You need to be very realistic with yourself. Otherwise, you will be overpricing yourself, you will be over-ambitious that you will not be able to get to. Not be able to get to. Praise the Lord. Number 7, quickly, eliminate distractions. Learn to eliminate distractions. Learn to eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions. Proverbs 4, 24-25. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the path for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. You see, in this particular scripture, Solomon was advising his son to keep his gaze straight ahead and avoid distractions, so he can stay on the task and avoid temptation. Fix your eye. That is like avoiding distraction. This is where I'm going. You're not allowing anything to, crash itself into it, distract you. Jesus said, our hands are in the plow. The moment you have made a plan, it's like your hands are in the plow, and you can't afford to look back. When you look back, you will miss it. When you look back, you will make mistakes. There are a lot of distractions in our days. The time we are living in, so many distractions. I want to ask you, are you all TV and no creativity? TV is one of the major distractions we have. There are people that just sit at home and watch TV, except there's no light for them to watch TV. And the moment light comes, the first thing they do is to switch on the television. There are so many shows to watch. So many, in fact, that you will never be able to get through them all. So if you are spending several hours a day in front of the TV, you might be neglecting your other interest and squandering your creativity. You are not using your brain. You are not being creative. You are just watching and watching and watching. When my son was in school, secondary school, I used to tell him, I said, look, you need to read your book when he was at home, if he was not in school. If he's watching TV in the night when sometimes I wake up, I see him, everybody's sleeping, I wake up, I see him in sitting room watching TV. I say, what is wrong with you? This film, in the making of film, there is no end. The film is coming out per second basis. So this film will always, even this one you're watching, by the time you finish school, it will still be available for you to watch. So you need to prioritize. You need to know what is needful per time and do it. You need to know. So if you want to set your priorities straight, you need to get rid of the distractions. Turn off the TV and throw your phone out of the window. It sounds tough, Abby. Throw your phone out of the window. It's time to focus on bettering your life and leaving the clutter at the door. The thing that clutters, distracts you. Close your eyes to what you need to do. It's time to leave them at the door. Set aside time on your calendar to set your priorities. But also start eliminating distractions. Everything that has been a distraction in your life, start reducing them. Start eliminating them. Be removing them one. It takes discipline. Because sometimes we do it gradually, it becomes a habit. Habit is difficult. It's easy to form. It's difficult to break. The moment it becomes a habit in your life, you become addicted. Have you seen drug addicts? They started small. At a point in time, if they don't take that drug, it will be as if they are dying now. They can sell their properties, sell their shirts, and walk on the road naked just to take it. That's habit. Habit is as tough as that. So if you don't begin, there are distractions. If you don't begin to break them, eliminate them, at a point in time, the thing will disgrace you. So we must be able to eliminate distractions. Eliminate them. If you are a Facebook fed, Facebook is another thing. Facebook. There are some people that will go into Facebook. The moment you open Facebook, before you know it, 3 hours is gone. Because there are so many things. They are throwing so many things, so many kinds of things, that before you know it, if I open my mail, I will see 6,000 something, 7,000 messages unread. I don't have time. If I open my mail, I look at the topics. The one I know that is not important, I don't even bother to open it. I just open the ones I think is important, read them. That's why I'm not visible on Facebook. Because if you enter Facebook, the temptation is terrible. It's another distraction on its own. And 3 hours on Facebook is not giving you anything. It's not improving your life. It's not. So you must reduce that. You must reduce the amount of time you spend on Facebook. This kind of distraction take up more time during the day and create more interruptions than you will ever realize in your life. Start calling yourself out on these things. So set a timer on your social media. If you must do well, you'll be surprised how much hidden time you discover to focus on pursuing your priorities. If you must go to social media, set a timer. I said, okay, well, every day I'm going to give 30 minutes to social media. I'm not saying you should not look at what is flying around. But if that is what you spend your time every day doing, you are not helping yourself. You can set a timer. When it is time, we'll tell you, time up. You abandon it and do other things. Are we together? So the next one, number 8, take time to reflect. Take time to reflect. God was talking to Joshua. He said, let this book of the law not depart out of your mouth. He says, study it and meditate. A time to reflect is a time of meditation. It's a time of meditation. It's a time you sit down quietly on your own. No influence, nobody is distracting you. Reflect on your life. Reflect on the reality on ground where you are today. Where am I right now? So take time to reflect. In Luke chapter 15, verse 17, Luke 15:17, the scripture says, when he finally came to his senses, talking about the man we call the prodigal son, when he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, reflection means that you need to come to your senses. God gave us senses, but we don't make use of them. We don't engage our senses. Some of them say common sense. There's no sense that is common. No. There's no sense that is common. So some of us don't know how to engage our sense. So the young man wasted his money, wasted his life, was becoming useless. He said, wait a minute. The scripture says, when he came to his senses, and he said to himself, that is what reflection is all about. When you reflect at the reality on ground where you are right now, what you're doing right now, when you reflect on it, engage your sense to think, then you will talk to yourself. You will advise yourself. So he said to himself, at home, even the hired servants have food enough to spare. That was his challenge. His challenge was food. The scripture told us he was struggling with pigs to eat what pigs were eating. He said even the hired servant in his father's house have food to spare, enough to spare. He said, here I am dying of hunger. When he spoke to himself, what did he do? He rised up. He said, no, this is not me. So there's something you will be doing. When you reflect, you will know that, no, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You advise yourself, you rise up and take an action. You take an action. This means setting aside an afternoon or a block of time where you shut off your phone, where you put pen to paper and tell yourself, even though you have a million things going on, this is a priority. In other words, when you are reflecting, put paper down, put pen, because you may have to write. You tell yourself, even though I'm doing so many things, what's wrong with the light? Even though I'm doing so many things,